view if they would like. So that is started now. The last thing I need to do is just read through our hearing script. This basically just covers the procedure of the hearing, and then we'll jump right into it. So this is the January 19th, 2022 session of the zoning hearing examiner docket. My name is David Sturkey. I'm the zoning hearing examiner for the city of Cincinnati, and I'll preside over this hearing. The case before us today is case number ZH20210182. The purpose of this hearing is to allow applicants and opposing parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence and testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the zoning hearing examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any opposing party wishes to offer must be presented at this hearing unless a party has submitted evidence or testimony in the form of writing prior to this hearing. The hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant, the applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. If there were anyone here from the public, they would then have an opportunity to speak after the applicant had presented its case. In the event, the zoning plans examiner, Wes Menzel, will have an opportunity to testify after the applicant has presented its case. In the event any party testifies or offers argument in opposition to an application, the applicant shall have an opportunity to rebut that testimony or respond to that testimony that was offered in opposition. And then finally, the applicant will have an opportunity to make any closing statements. So again, for our purposes here today, Mr. Finn, I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell me about the project, why you think it's appropriate, why you think I should grant the requested zoning relief. I'll then hear from Wes Menzel and any testimony that he would like to provide in addition to his staff report. I'll then give you a chance to respond to any of Wes's testimony and then make any closing statements. After all presentations have been made, I will close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or make any comments. I may also refuse to consider hearsay testimony or documents. That's generally evidence you want to introduce that consists of statements made by someone who is not present at this hearing. In the event of any technical difficulties or unforeseen circumstances with the video conferencing technology, I'll do my best to troubleshoot any of those issues on the fly as we go along. But to the extent there's some defect that prevents us from meaningfully going forward with the hearing, I may continue or postpone the hearing at my discretion. Okay, the final thing I need to do is to swear in all of our witnesses. So I need everyone to take themselves off mute, raise their right hand. I need everyone to answer out loud. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
I do.
Okay, thank you. All right. So, Mr. Fan, are you prepared to tell me about this project?
yes. We have obtained the building 2151 Loth Avenue. We are remodeling the building. We got everything rotten, everything bad structure-wise inside. The roof, due to lack of care, is dramatically bad. So we cut up a lot of bad roof and clean up all the rotten wood. I also find out a lot of trash from upstairs from the people next door through the window to us. As I showed the photograph on the present application, as you can see, people still doing that right now. The alley is full of trash. And the surrounding street is very dirty, a lot of trash. So we did all that. In order to go to a little access hole to go to the roof to maintain the roof, we decided to build a little penthouse on top to make it really presentable. Then we can maintain the roof better. That is our main concern. I hope this zoning can be okay, so we can continue our project to finish remodeling the building, make the street very nice.
Okay, and the remodeling of the building, is that a conversion into a single family or a multi-family?
Single family.
Okay. And so is the penthouse complete, or is a portion of the penthouse complete?
No, not complete. We stop our work right away because we have to do rescue, to cut off the rotten wood, to cover up the hole, to make sure weather tight. After that, we wait for hearing. After that, we also wait for building permit, everything to be in place.
Did you apply for building permits before work began on the penthouse?
No, we already applied, we already obtained the building permit. Everything was pretty good. No, we have to wait for zoning approval before we apply for building permit, before we a building permit is approved. That's true.
Okay, but did you start? It looks like it's partially completed,
Yeah.
or you have some walls up.
No.
Did you apply for permitting before that happened?
I think we did same time. Because we have to quickly secure the roof because there's a big hole on the top. The rain goes all the way down. So the only thing we can do is put the surroundings, put the roof on another roof on top of it. But after that, as soon as we put the weather tight, we stop right away. We ask the building inspector to look at it. That's our rescue. After that, right now we got everything approved by the building department per our communications.
Gotcha. Okay, and let's see. Can you tell me why you think in this case that I should grant the additional 7 feet in height beyond what the zoning code allows?
Because the neighbor is a lot higher to us. They through chairs, they through wood, utensils, cooking supplies, bathroom paper, some plastic, might be have a pool in it. A lot of stuff through the window to our, so we have to clean that out. It's very needed to have people regularly access the roof to check everything out. And hopefully in the future, the next door will have a better tenant, but it's hard. They're so tall next door, especially the next building, very tall building. They easily they put through a lot of things in the alley, easily throw things in the roof. Hopefully, this will keep our building clean and nice instead of a rotten roof. If we building roof is not clean, it will be rotten for sure.
So, so you're saying that the adjacent neighbors are throwing objects and trash onto the roof of your property?
Yeah.
So if the neighbors weren't throwing trash on there, would you still want to build the penthouse? Would it still be?
If we're real clean, if the roof is weather tight, we wouldn't build a penthouse. Just because of the cleanliness that we need to do regularly, monitor this, so we build a little penthouse so people can access easily.
So what will be, okay, so this is just, the penthouse is strictly just for roof access?
Yeah, roof access, and also try to make it real presentable, real nice, like part of the house. You know?
So will there, let me take a look at the plans a little bit more. So will there be any amenities, or is this going to be a space for gathering or use other than just maintenance of the roof?
If people like it, because we made it part of the roof already, if people like to go up there, like look at it, look at around, that's okay too. We make it real strong, real solid, and everything per building code. And we wanted to make like a functional part of the building, but we, I think clean the roof, maintain the roof is a priority.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess my question is, couldn't you build some sort of structure or some access to the roof that allows for it to be maintained and cleaned without going 7 feet over the zoning code height restrictions?
Or it cannot, because it's hard for people to stand up. It's very difficult to do that. People will really not likely to go up there. People will live there for years and not even, pop it for hole to go up there. So we decided to cannot use the access device.
So, yeah, I guess why do you need a structure at all in order to maintain the roof? I guess that's where I'm struggling. Like, why couldn't you just build some stairs up there and to be able to easily access it and then repair the roof without building the structure?
Yeah, the problem is people, it's like frequently activity. It's not, if we just have a roof access, people never go up there. This was had roof access previously, people never go up there.
Gotcha. And you want people up there so that the neighbors don't throw trash.
Yeah, they look a lot better, like a part of the live building and surrounding. You can walk around.
Okay. Let's see. Well, do you think that this this penthouse will obstruct any views from neighboring property owners or public viewing areas?
No, because the neighbor is a lot taller, it's like a 2 or 3 story taller.
Right. And that's the direct adjacent neighbor, right?
Yeah, on the corner. That's the main one. That's really trashy. The next door is very trashy too, but a little better because there are less people. We like to keep it a one family, make it a one family. So our occupancy load is low. I do not want a lot of people go up there. We want like a 4 or 5 people family. That's it. We do not like to have a apartment building like 25 units, like the corners building is tough. And all Section 8, it's very hard.
Gotcha. So do you think it'll obstruct views from the property on the corner there on St. Joe and Loth?
I don't think so because I look at the views. People never complain. People like what we're doing. I talked to the neighbor. They said it's okay. What they blocked previously was still blocked. It did not have any impact on their current space anyway.
Okay. So, all right. So it won't obstruct any views from the neighboring property?
Yeah, will not.
Yeah, let me share something with you real quick here. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes,
Yep.
I can see.
Okay. So this is you here.
Yeah.
Penthouse up here. So
Yeah.
don't you think that the windows on here, that there could be some obstruction of the view downtown?
No, the main downtown is towards the 45-degree corner. They have a pretty big space for them to look all the way through to downtown. And we our next to our building is a big campus. It's a elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
So surrounding is really open.
Okay. Give me one more second here. Okay, I think that's all the questions I have right now. I'm going to give Wes Menzel an opportunity to weigh in here. Wes?
Good morning. I just want to highlight a couple things in the report. We researched the hillside guidelines and determined that the proposal was compatible with some of them, but incompatible with some. For example, the verticality guideline was compatible with the proposal, and the stepping was not compatible. So I think it's maybe debatable about the justification or lack of justification, debatable. The applicant did say in their application that the penthouse will be small and under the roof or window and roof lines of the neighbors, which I didn't see that till I kind of was thinking about it more today. I saw that.
What do you can you talk more about that, Wes?
I just was highlighting his section 5 of his application where it talks about, he says the penthouse will be very small and under the roof line of the neighbor's tall building. So I went the view you were just showing, the the second building up away, there's no windows along the front half of that building. Of course, there was that indentation that you highlighted as well, that where there are windows, but so, and his proposal is stepped in from the edge of his house, from the edge of the existing house, and it is less than half of the square footage of the footprint of the main building. And there's been no complaints filed with the building department from the abutting property owners about the, obviously the massing of the structure is there already. He just didn't finish the inside yet. So there's been no complaints filed about the fact that there's a building, the addition is there. So I just want to highlight those couple of things. As to whether the view is blocked, I think it's really hard to tell exactly, because none of us can go. Well, we can't. You and I can't go up there, but just looking from Google Street View, there's the front half of that this building, second two doors up is doesn't have windows on the front half of it, and then the building that's right next door, I don't know. Are there any windows on that one? I could not tell from Google Street View. Pardon?
No.
There are.
No.
Well, I mean, it appears that they are, but they may already be blocked.
Blocked. Yeah, blocked already.
So these windows here appear to be at least partially above the roof line. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah. Okay.
And I didn't really understand exactly. Did Wayne, is the addition, like there's roof damage, and you built the addition like around the roof damage, and then you're going to put flooring in instead of a roofing, and then there's a stairwell up into that space, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We already obtained the building permit. We building examiner checked every aspect, the structural, everything.
You're saying that the building code reviewers approved it, but the actual building permit has not been granted yet because zoning hasn't signed off. But,
no.
But the structural design you're saying has been approved.
Yeah.
That's it for me, David.
Okay, thanks. Okay. Mr. Fan, do you know whether this extends taller than the building on the corner? Extends higher?
I have to measure it. I suddenly couldn't recall right now.
Wes, do you have any sense?
Of so long.
Yeah, Wes, do you have any sense of, is this going, I mean, you talked about stepping verticality.
Yeah.
Wes, is this going to, from the street view, is this penthouse going to extend higher than, I mean, it's certainly going to be higher than the building directly adjacent, but is it going to be higher than the building two doors down as well?
No.
It's just going to be barely higher than the one next door, I think.
Yeah.
Do we know how much higher or how tall those adjacent buildings are?
Yeah, I estimate the abutting house, their midpoint of the roof being 37 feet above the grade. And they're of course slightly higher because the grade's going up. So it's even more.
Yeah. Do we know the ASM?
About 40 feet something. They're pretty tall. It's higher than our building.
Page 5 of my report has a drawing that the applicant provided, showing the proposal, and then the abutting house. I don't know exactly how it would fit relative to that, but I'm estimating that the abutting house is uphill, plus it's a little bit taller even than from grade compared to the applicant's house.
Okay, so Wes, are you saying that based on your research that this penthouse might not extend higher above sea level than the house directly adjacent?
Well, the roof of the house adjacent looks like it slopes front to back, down. So at the front, I think it's probably the same height as the applicant's proposal is the same height as the front of that abutting house.
Oh, it's higher. It's higher than ours.
Okay, well,
Not the dramatic higher, a
the
little higher.
same or slightly higher perhaps. And then
Yeah.
in the back, or as you go backwards, I think the roof of the abutting house slopes downward a little bit. And so therefore, in the back portion, the proposed roof would be a little bit higher than the abutting roof, but that's very subjective
Okay.
estimate, but
Yeah. I was just wondering if there was anything official on that. Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen again, guys. Mr. Fan, can you see my screen?
Yeah, that's so dramatic. That's a big slope. No,
Yeah.
we're not like that. Yeah, our slope is very gentle.
Yeah, so these are the hillside guidelines, and what Wes was referring to earlier was, sort of this stepping is what's encouraged so that you don't have this building taller than adjacent buildings, right? And so I guess my question is, if this is your building down here, is it going to extend higher than the two buildings next to it once this penthouse is done?
The first of all, we do not have that many buildings. We have only 3, and our building is not connects to each other. Our building has like 10 feet apart because of the space. Oh, the second and third building next to each other. Then another thing, as I reiterated earlier, the second building is taller than our building. Our penthouse is set back dramatically. So visually on the street will not be protruded on the roof line. It'll be okay.
I would say that the proposal is not taller than the house 2 doors down, but it's somewhere around the same height or below or slightly below, depending on if it's the front or back of the house abutting.
See, the house abutting next to it is a lot higher than the front. You can see on the photograph, but nobody there. Nobody on the 3rd floor.
Okay, Mr. Fan, anything else that you would like to share in closing or otherwise before we adjourn?
No.
Okay, we'll leave it at that then. Want to thank you all for your time and your testimony here today. I'm going to take this under review. As I said in the beginning, this usually takes about 2 weeks. I need to review the materials, do a site visit. As soon as I do that, I'll make a determination of whether or not to approve the zoning relief. As soon as I make the determination, I need to write it up into a formal decision. And as soon as that decision is finished, I put it into a PDF and I email it to you and to Wes at the same time. And so you'll receive it just moments after it's complete. Let's see if you have any questions in the meantime, or you want a status update on where the decision is, you can just let me know. If the decision is to approve the zoning relief, then you'll be able to work with Wes as soon as you get that decision to get the permitting going.
Okay. Get the project back in place.
What's that?
We got the project back in place right away. Yeah.
So as soon as you get that email, Wes will have it too, and you'll be able to work with him, and he'll be able to press the green light as far as the zoning relief in order for you to get the permit.
Okay, appreciate it.
Okay. Do you have any questions now?
No.
Okay. All right. Again, if you do, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have in the meantime. Otherwise, look out for an email with the decision. And I think that's it.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a great day. Thank you all.
Okay, bye-bye.
And we are